What's going on, guys? TK Pryor coming at you. Just want to talk to you guys today about compounding, the fourth wonder of the world. And I've talked about this for an extended period of time. I've done a million posts on it and nobody listens. So the strategy is simply to compound your way into a residual income through Bitcoin mining. And I've really got active with this in 2018. My goal is to get to $100 a day by December. And the concept frees you from Bitcoin speculation or looking at Bitcoin as a stock market asset. You don't care about the price when you're focused on compounding to build a residual income, because it doesn't matter what the price is. If Bitcoin is low, you get a lower payout. If Bitcoin is high, you get a higher payout. But you still get a payout every single day. So which one makes more sense? Building a residual income in Bitcoin mining pays you daily. And I deal with one of the largest mining companies on the planet. So they've consistently, for the past 10 years, established themselves in the game and do what they say they're going to do. So the company's solid, the mining is real, the warehouses are validated, and you're able to just invest money into cloud mining and receive a daily payout. But the secret to the game that I try to teach people is to compound your returns so that you scale up your mining power and increase your daily pay. That's the most important thing that I've concentrated on in 2018, and that's what I can't seem to convey to other people. Transition from thinking about Bitcoin as a speculative bubble and start living a Bitcoin lifestyle where it replaces your linear income at work. And because you're receiving a residual Bitcoin daily payment, like I said, you don't care about the price. You're actually using Bitcoin as a escape from dollar de-dollarization, from dollar devaluation, and from the horrors that exist within the fractional reserve Ponzi scheme banking system. So you become your own bank. You own, manage, and control your assets in a worldwide mathematical distribution system that's open, transparent, censor-proof, or censor-resistant, and allows you to remove the third party from your income. You actually don't have any third party counter risk when you focus on Bitcoin mining. You have a Bitcoin wallet. The daily pay goes to that Bitcoin wallet. Whenever it reaches $4,000, you invest in a new mining contract, which then compounds your returns. It also pays you more daily. And guess what? Right now I'm at 50 terahash. So 50 terahash per second is equal in mining power to $50 a day. So my goal is to get to 100 terahash by December, which means that I'll be at $100 a day. And that's in Bitcoin. So it's an increasing currency, whereas fiat is a decrease in liability. So it just makes more financial sense to spend money on something that appreciates the longer you hold it. And that's the concept, again, that I can't seem to teach. Because you look for exit strategy, or you should be looking for exit strategy to the loss of purchasing power in the dollar. Every day, through theft, you're being taxed, and inflation is something you can't keep up with. So the smarter thing to do is to transition into assets, appreciating assets. And when that becomes your primary focus, you then build the bank of you. You adapt an infinity banking concept and you apply it to the most important economy, the one in your household. So that's what I offer to other people and they turn it down, like if I'm selling drugs or something. But it doesn't affect what I'm working on myself. Every time you make a milestone, there's always somebody ahead of you. I heard somebody today say that they're on 200 terahash by December 2018, which means $200 a day. And I'm struggling trying to get to $100 a day by December 2018. So there's always somebody ahead of you. And just because you're not in the game doesn't mean that the game isn't taking place. You're on a bench and you're talking shit about how stupid the game is, when other people are actually on the field playing and changing their financial future, taking control of their economic life, and most importantly, positioning their economic survival. Everybody says, oh, you need an incentive because there's such a big learning curve in cryptocurrency that I'm lazy and I'm just not going to get off my ass and read to try to get through that learning curve. Well, your biggest incentive is economic survival, because the dollar is dying. So to do nothing is to accept whatever's coming down the pike, is to say you deserve the loss of purchase power. You expect a Venezuela hyperinflation situation, and guess what? You're not prepared for it, so you're gonna get whatever comes down. People are in denial. They say, oh, the dollar will never crash. Well, you can't print money to infinity at 0% interest rates and expect there never to be any repercussions from QE to infinity. So we print money to pay our bills as an economy, and we feel like that devaluation is never going to come home to roost, or we feel like that because we have a blank check right now, thanks to the petrodollar and the international trade being done in dollars, we think that that's going to last forever. When countries are clearly saying that they're tired of trading in dollars because they're sick of the devaluation, and many countries are joining the one belt, one road initiative from China, the new Silk Road, which means that the economic international community is changing and adapting to a future that Americans aren't paying attention to. Yes, the dollar is the world reserve currency right now, but there's also talk about changing that. So if we don't have the petrodollar agreement with Saudi Arabia, and we don't get dollars traded internationally with trade, and then we're no longer the world reserve currency, then how can we continuously print money to infinity? We're over $1 trillion in debt as a country, and the debt keeps rising, which means that they know we're gonna ball till we fall. The plan by the politicians in Washington, D.C. is basically spend money, play the music on the Titanic until the very last minute. Line their pockets, steal from your pockets. So people are in denial. The advertising, the Joseph Goebbels arm of the media does an effective job of brainwashing the average person to believe that economic recovery is real. We haven't gotten better since 2008. We've got worse. Economic decline is what's real, and that can be charted. Those statistics can be mapped. So the 2008 created an alternative currency system called Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So now you have the power to take ownership of your own money, to remove the middleman, the bank, and become the bank. Having a Swiss bank account on your cell phone is essentially what cryptocurrency offers you. So as long as you stick to public coins, you can fully transition, like I'm working to do, have my income at work be totally replaced by my residual income in Bitcoin mining. And I'm one of the very few people that's in that mindset, that's on that focus, and that's living that way, because everyone looks at Bitcoin like it's a stock. And you only focus on arbitrage and trading. When I don't hoard Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin is in my wallet? 0. because I spend Bitcoin on assets. Because I understand that what creates an economy is the flow of money and how frequently that money flows. So I use Bitcoin to leverage and hedge the quality of life that I want for my family and for my future. And that's the only thing I train other people to do, even though most of the time I'm talking to myself, because other people don't listen. When it comes to money, you're never taught in college, you're never taught in high school, but yet everybody knows it all. You're living check to check. You're basically a victim of inflation and taxation. And no one can tell you anything different when it comes to focusing on assets instead of focusing on paper. When it comes to making money get a job, working for you, employing your income, actually making assets be the number one thing that you spend money on. You spend currency on things that are considered assets that appreciate over time or the longer you hold them. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency as a whole, land, real estate. These are the things that you focus on spending your currency or your money from work on. If you're going to be 40 years on a job, then make 40 years of your job working for you. Your job is already bending you over, so bend your job over by having that money you get at work have a job. Employ your income. You would think I'm speaking something negative with the lack of response, but lack of preparedness on your part doesn't mean an emergency on the economy's part. In other words, when things start the downward spiral, it's only your fault for not being prepared.